What's up? What's up? Happy Wednesday. I am Kevin Bryant, and we are here on New Music Day with the Heatseekers. Shout out to everybody. Glad to be here, and we have a special guest today. One of our favorite people out of Jersey, out of Teaneck, New Jersey, Mr. Picasso V. How are you, sir?
What's going on, man? Appreciate you having me, man. Thank you.
Oh no, we appreciate you. I mean, it seems that you the talk of the town lately. So, I mean, we wanted to make sure we can get in and and talk about this, talk about your journey, talk about what you're doing, how you doing it, and you know, I love your song, by the way.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I just want to let you know, y'all make sure y'all go check out Picasso V. I think the record is off the chain. I was shocked. I didn't know you. And now that I know you, I can tell you that I really appreciate that music. So it was really great. So let's get it started. So
good.
Everybody that don't know you, they want to know who you are. So let's start by at least just let's tell them who you are, what you're doing, what's your journey, where you going, where you want to go, all that stuff. So let's start there.
Oh shit, man. Well, I go by the name of Picasso V. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of Broward County, Hollywood, Florida. Born in Jersey. Basically, you know what I'm saying? I was just like everybody else, times weren't always bad, but they weren't always good either. You know what I'm saying? I did go through some struggle and through trials and tribulations and winded up getting into the street life. And you know what I'm saying? That winded up messing me up. I winded up catching some time doing incarceration. And during all of this, I'm trying to do music. But before music, it was actually sports. You know what I'm saying? I had a real good chance to go pro. I had a couple of scholarships lined up waiting for me, and I ended up messing that up. And after that, I 100% into the streets, man. And then, music came, you know what I'm saying, behind that. So
when you say sports, like what did you play?
My main two were baseball and football. I played a little basketball, little soccer here and there, you know what I'm saying, just to keep myself active. But yeah, my main two were baseball and football.
So this incarceration happened and all that kind of stuff. Okay. We know a lot of artists, especially rap artists. A lot of them had trouble with the law, and then they end up getting this career that changes everything. And it's like nobody really wants to talk about it. So I think it's important to understand that type of struggle and how you can get to where you got to get so people can know what mistakes or what they should be doing, or even if something like this happens, there's still hope for them. So how did you manage that? And when it happened, were you prepared for that? Were you prepared to get arrested and all this kind of stuff? Did you know?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think 90% out of the time, I think nobody knows that you're going to get arrested and whatnot. But, man, you know what I'm saying? I knew it was bound. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was coming just by how I was acting and how I wasn't doing my thing and, taking care of my priorities. I just didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Because before my incarceration, I was Vendetta. I went by the rap name Vendetta. And, he was just a loose cannon. He didn't care about anything, including himself. It was, I'm going to do it my way. I'm not listening to you. And, that resulted in me going to prison. You know what I'm saying? Because I started doing music a long time ago, man. I've been writing since as long as I can remember, like the first grade, starting off with nursery rhymes. I've always had a love and a passion for music. So I've been writing, like I said, as long as I can remember. But that incarceration really woke me up in the sense that, because I was facing a lot of time. And, just for them to, mind you, a couple of lawyers later, they came down to 3 years. And, that was a real big wake up call. Because even before starting the time, I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying, from like 10 to 15, they come down and they come down. Finally, they give me 3. So to me, that's like, man, that was like a sign from God, basically saying, I'm gonna sit you down for a little bit, but this is your second chance. You got a release date and it's not too far away. Start
Wow.
what you're gonna do.
Wow. So that part is interesting. I'm gonna just ask this for some of the artists out there too, because the way hip hop makes it look sometimes, going to prison is a part of it, and it's okay, and it's no sweat. How was that experience for you while you were in prison, knowing that you got this music thing in your head about to happen or whatever? How was that experience being locked up?
I mean, you know what? I think it was a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? I had a little bit of both worlds. I had the good side and the bad side of it. You know what I'm saying? Meaning the good side of it is like, you know, the things I was doing out there too, you know what I'm saying, that might have ended up me killing myself or getting killed or hurt or somebody around me hurt, you know, that gave me time to sit down. But, you know, the bad side of it is like, damn, it's like I'm missing out what I should have been doing before. And who knows if I got this chance or not. It's still 50-50 because I don't know because I'm still incarcerated. So, you know what I'm saying? I kind of had both thoughts juggling back and forth, but you know what I'm saying? All in all, I try to stay positive and try to remain humble about it. So,
Mhm. What was the hardest thing about living in prison?
man, first and foremost, not having your freedom, man. You know, freedom is everything. And, you know, secondly, it's being away from my family. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really cherish my loved ones when I was out. I didn't really cherish the time I had with them. You know what I'm saying? And during that incarceration, you know, I lost a couple friends, couple family members. So it was like, man, like I shouldn't even be here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I should be out there. And it's my fault that I didn't have the time to spend with my family. You know what I'm saying? So in there was really like, man. So I was just trying to stay focused and, you know what I'm saying, try to build myself up spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, you know what I'm saying, to be able to come out a new person so I can do what I need to do for myself and my family.
Wow, that's awesome. Your family, you have children, correct?
I don't.
You don't. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Um, I think any of your songs, because you are working on material now, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you speak about that life? I know your single is "Do My Thing," which I
Right.
really like, but do you speak about your time in prison and what it did to you and
Oh yeah, of course. You know, that's, you know what I'm saying, because that's basically who made me the man I am today. You know what I'm saying? That's why when certain people ask, "Oh, are you uncomfortable talking about this?" I said, "Nah." You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm giving it to you in my music, then I'm more than comfortable to tell you guys what's going on, so you guys get the real me. You know, and you know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody that's really watching me and might want to take certain steps that I take, I don't want to derail them or give them a lie. And then, you know, and then they come back and they're like, man, you know, he wasn't real with me. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm basically giving you the real me, especially with this new project that's called Sacrificial Lamb. It's an EP
Mm,
dropping sometime in the middle of October. We still got a couple more final touch-ups to do.
right.
Basically, man, that EP, man, from front to end, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's me giving you me, whether it's my personal life on the outside or whether when I was doing time in prison, you know what I'm saying? That EP is all me. So I feel like, you know, that EP really gives people who Picasso V is, but not only who Picasso V, but who the actual person is behind him.
Right. Wow, that's deep. So would you say getting locked up and everything added to what you're gonna be doing now as a rap artist?
Most definitely,
Most
because
definitely.
it actually opened up my eyes a lot more, and it actually gave me a different story and a different side to tell. As to where if I didn't go through that, you know, I wouldn't be able to talk about that, and that wouldn't be part of my testimony to be able to help somebody out. So I feel like it played a big role on helping me out, but also it also might help somebody else out there who hasn't made the mistakes I made, and if they learn and watch from me, they're like, okay, I see him go through that, and this is the consequences behind that. Let me not
Right.
do that. So if I can help somebody out, man, that's just a big blessing for me.
Wow, that's awesome, Picasso V.
Like,
Who were some of your influences?
growing up, just a few that I actually studied: Eminem,
I
Little
saw that.
Nas, Jadakiss, you know, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, rappers like that, and you know nowadays,
Oh,
the baby, Lil Baby. So
oh, so you into the new? Okay, so let's do this. So let's take what are some of the characteristics and things that you are influenced by Eminem as
ooh,
opposed to J. Cole?
um, whew, I would probably say wordplay and just, you know,
Wordplay.
the cadency, the delivery, how he uses his words, how they put it together. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like to dissect and break down every little thing that this certain artist does. And, I take one from this one and I take one from that one and I just make it into my own.
That's dope. That's nice. Yeah, I kind of heard the influence. I definitely heard the Eminem in there a little bit. Um, I thought it was I thought it was interesting because, you know, we hear all these things from other artists and we do stuff too, but you create your own little version of your influences. And I heard a combination. So that's why I asked, I was like, wow, I hear a lot of people in that. And how did you come up with the whole what's your studio and recording process like? Do you think of it before you get there, or when you hear the track you get a vibe? How is your process?
Uh, it really all depends when I get the track or when I come across the beat. Sometimes I am in the studio, sometimes I'm not. So when I'm not, I usually like to get a head start on it. So when we do get to the studio, the time and the money that we do spend is just not spent on, making one song there. 90% of the time, I like to be ready before I get there. So it's just go in, record, boom, 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 and that's it. We're out. You know what I'm saying? So instead of wasting 5-6 hours on one song, I got 5 or 6 songs for 5 or 6 hours, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, but there are some times where it's just spur of the moment studio thing, and then stuff like that. We just go off the top and go off the emotion and feeling that we have at that moment.
Are you an original hip hop student? Do you come from the original? Like how far you go back?
Man, as far as listening, because I've always hung around the older crowd, so I've always had like that old school thrown on me. So man, from starters, anywhere when I first started listening to, I was Pac, Biggie, like I said, Eminem, you know what I'm saying, just a bunch of artists like that growing up, you know what I'm saying? And I've had like a lot of the old school stuff, a lot of people, with the whole KRS-One and the Rakims and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I've been around a lot of old school people, man. So
I find that funny. Like it's the era that I was growing up and getting most of my influences from. That's now considered old school. So I'm like, wow, because I remember. But so you also mentioned Lil Baby, and I think you mentioned him. What do you think about new school as opposed to the old school? How do you fit in that?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I feel us as artists, because times change. So, that's why a lot of artists, with the older they get and, you know what I'm saying, the more they progress in their career, they can't really talk about the same stuff as they used to, like they're not living that life no more. So basically it's all about just trying to stay relevant and, you know what I'm saying, and just trying to progress with the time of rap. You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of artists, that's a little bit more difficult than others. You know what I'm saying? For me, I have my, I have my ups and downs, but you know what I'm saying? For the most part, you know what I'm saying? I try to stay in the game.
Okay, you try to stay in the game. Stay in the game. That's interesting that you say that. So how do you see the whole industry right now? Do you see it as a chess game and we got to be smarter than the other and move this way and pre-think everything? How do you see the industry right now?
Oh, always, man. First and foremost, man, this industry is cutthroat.
Hmm.
And I'm still learning, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still in the beginning stages of my career. So I'm still learning, man. But man, what I've seen is really cutthroat. And, nowadays it's like, you know what I'm saying? You do have your real genuine people. But, at the end of the day, man, everybody's really just trying to make a buck and out for themselves. And like they say, the famous line is just business. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I'm still learning with that. But, I think, you know what I'm saying? Me just, you know what I'm saying? Me just staying true to myself and, you know what I'm saying? Me being real and genuine. I think the fans will really be drawn to that and they'll really respect that. So,
Mm. How do you feel about the people that support you now? Do you think they understand what you're talking about, where you're going, or do you feel like you have to put out some more material to get them to get the full picture of you? So how do you sit with your fans?
you know what I'm saying? I'm still connecting with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
said, this project coming up is going to give you more of an outlook and more of an idea on who I am. Right now I just been, you know what I'm saying, basically shooting with, you know what I'm saying, my feelings and emotions at that time, you know what I'm saying, with the songs I've been putting out with, with things that are relevant nowadays. So, you know what I'm saying, the fans have been gravitating to that. But I feel like as far as knowing me as a person, I feel like this project coming up is going to really give them an insight on, okay, this is who he is and this
Mhm.
is what he is.
What makes you so energetic? I like the way you talk. And I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, his energy is there. He's ready. I mean, what makes that happen for you? Do you have to psych yourself out, or that's just natural?
No, man, I guess it's just, I mean, learning, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still learning. I've noticed that it comes natural, man. Because I remember my first interview, it was horrible. Oh my God. Like, I didn't even want to watch it. I think I watched 2 minutes of it and I refused to watch the rest. I shut it off. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to, like, growing up, I was really shy. You know what I'm saying? And, like, basically, like, scared to put my talent or put something out there, scared of what people would say. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? They might not accept me, or I might not be good enough, because me, I'm a perfectionist. I'm my own biggest critic. You know,
Right.
even when I do an outstanding job, or even when they say, yeah, this song might be a hit, I'm like, okay, what's next? You know what I'm saying? I'm always thinking about what's next. So
Hmm. So you ahead of yourself all the time.
I try to be anyway. And that's both a good and bad thing. Because, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do succeed. And sometimes I might just hit a mental block to where I'm like, oh, man, I get stuck for a little bit. But eventually I do get myself out of it.
That's good. That's good. So, how is it? How hard is it for you to build a team? Because you're in the process of doing that, right?
Right. Man, that has, and for a lot of artists, that's so hard, you know what I'm saying, to find real, genuine people that support you, behind you, and most importantly, that are going to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can have a team, but you don't want to have a team full of yes men, because you're not going to get
Mhm.
full, you know what I'm saying, the full scoop. Okay, am I really this good? What do I need to do? What do I not need to do? So I've been blessed with that, you know what I'm saying, because I do have not only my family, but I do have a very, very supportive team behind me that loves me. And like I said, mostly that's honest with me. So I know the body of work that I put out, if it's good, it's good, because not only them, but they also have people with them that are going to be honest with me and be like, yeah, that's a no-go, or we can work with this. So I really do appreciate that.
Mhm. I read in your bio you were actually giving out a major shout out to someone that your manager or something like that that really stuck by you. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, actually, it just so happens to be my manager's son, D, man. Shout out D, man. That's my right hand man, my brother. Like I said, I was vendetta before. I went to prison, and I had a team then. I was working with a Grammy nominated producer. Um, and that's how I met my manager, Drew. And like I said, I was just, man, I wasn't serious, and he, you know what I'm saying, eventually they got tired of that, because they're spending time and money on me to try to take me to that next level, and I just didn't
Mhm.
give a damn. And you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying, that's my fault. So I got incarcerated, and he was like, man, he don't want it, that's it. So when I got those 3 years, man, and I was like, man, I got a second chance. I hit D up, his son, and I'm like, yo, and he's always been supportive, man, through through the good times and bad. You know what I'm saying? He always stuck by me even when I was dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that man and love that man for that. But I was incarcerated, and that's really the only one I was reaching out to and talking to. And I was like, hey, man, I got a second chance, man. I'm ready. I'm ready. He's like, yo, just build yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself right mentally, spiritually, physically. And then when you get out, I'll spin the block on you, man, and we'll go to the studio whenever you're ready. And he
Wow.
and he damn sure kept his promise, because as soon as I was released, he came by. We went to the studio, made a couple of songs, and then that's when we had to take it to his father, which is my manager, and we're like, show him like, yo, look at the music, look at the passion, look at the fire in my eyes, man. I'm serious. So he, you know what I'm saying, once he saw that, he was like, okay, you know what I'm saying, man, let's go, man, let's do it.
Yeah, that's dope. And it's always good to find the right people around you. How do you feel about when you get the right people to help start your career? How do you feel about like when you have listening to them and respecting their opinions on how to manage you? Like how do you work with that? Because a lot of artists, what I've noticed, they can't find the proper combination to work together, and it seems like that always is an issue because the artist got one mind, then the manager got their mind and expertise. So how do you come together with your manager and say this is how we're going to do this? And please say this for a lot of the up and coming artists out there, because that's a problem that I see.
Yeah, oh no, big time. And I think a lot of it starts with your own self maturity. You know what I'm saying? And just for the simple,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? With certain things, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously, me and my journey, obviously where I'm at today and the things that I've been through, it goes to show you that obviously my way didn't work too well, because look at the things that happened. So I think
Right.
I think going through those experiences helped me to keep an open mind as to, okay, maybe people are not always telling you what you need to do. They're telling you what might look good or what might be good. So, you know what I'm saying? Always taking other advice and other people's opinion into heart is always important. Not saying necessarily you got to go with what they say, but, oh, you know what I'm saying? But always take mind to it. You know what I'm saying? Always break down that situation before you go ahead and make a decision on your own.
Right. And do you think it's important to make sure the team around you respect the team around you and you listen to the team around you because they have your best interest, right?
Always, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, everybody has to have some kind of respect for each other, you know, and everybody has to be willing to be open-minded to everybody else's ideas. Because you could have 3 people on this side, oh, this is what we need to do, but then you got another 2 on this side, we don't agree with that. And now look, you got an unbalanced beam, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I like to just keep it even, you know what I'm saying? Equal, you know, like basically, okay, we should go with this, who likes this, who doesn't like this, and then put all of our ideas together and then form some type of plan or goal.
That's nice. Speaking of teams, shout out to Double Exposure, Mr. Angelo Ellaby and Kevin
Good,
Goins.
both
Huh?
good man, good man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm so blessed, man, and honored that, you know what I'm saying, they took the time out of their lives to help me and, you know what I'm saying, to work with me. So that's just a big blessing, and I'm really appreciated and grateful for that.
Tell me that though too. Like how you get to work with like Mr. Ellaby? Like that is, you know, that's legendary. How did you even get to him? Like,
Well, what it was actually through my manager. My manager knew also one of the members of the team, Smiley. Shout out Smiley. So yeah, she knew Angelo. You know, she reached out to Angelo. Surprisingly, Angelo actually hit her back right away. She said that's rare. So you know, for that to happen, it's just a blessing. For him to be able to want to work with me and want to go out of his way to get in touch with me, and you know what I'm saying, try to help take me to the next level. So that's just a big blessing.
right. That is a major blessing. So make sure you do understand that. That is a big blessing.
Big blessing. Yes, sir.
You know, another thing I wanted to talk to you about was your video. Now that's a pretty. I mean, you had a little budget.
And yeah, it's crazy because you know it was a time where you know COVID was still, you know, the lockdowns were not as much as in effect in certain locations, but there was still, you know, a lot of lockdowns and the 6 feet distancing. So man, you know what I'm saying, we just really did what we could, you know what I'm saying, we worked with what we had. You know what I'm saying, we got shout out to my manager. He actually knew a couple of people, you know, for the Ferrari and, you know, the other things that were in there. So that was a big blessing. You know what I'm saying? When you know people in high places, that's always a plus, man.
I do encourage everyone to check out Picasso V's hot new single, his video, also Do My Thing. Speaking of Do My Thing, yeah, I'm glad. Go ahead, man.
Okay, what's up? What's up? I had a question for Picasso, man. What's up, Picasso?
What's going on, boss man?
How you doing, family? Hey, just quick question on the correlation of you being from Jersey and then having that down south Broward County, Florida experience. So
Right.
those both correlations, you know, that added to you as an artist. You know, how did that come about? And it was that like a melding of both sides of East Coast, you know, up north's top side, and then having that experience of a Broward County, top, you know, Florida down south side. Did that is that part of your artistry in the way, you know, you as an artist, you know, develop yourself?
I mean, in a way, yeah, because you know I was born in Teaneck, New Jersey, but I came to Florida at like 1 or 2 years old. So basically, Floridian. But you know what I'm saying, the lifestyle and the ways that my family had up there, they carried it down here. So I kind of had a little bit of both worlds to work with. You know what I'm saying, as far as developing as not only an artist but as a person. So
right, because I could still tell you still got that up north flavor.
Right.
Even though you're Florida, you know, you down in Florida.
You're Floridian.
I still have you still had that up north vibe too.
Right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask that question, man. Salute, man. I like that single, man. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Man, thank you.
Shout out to the commissioner, Reg Red. Yeah, you just spoke to the commissioner. You must be doing something.
I feel honored, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just a blessing and an honor to be here, man. So like I said, I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Now, tell us. So where are we going with you? What's next? Like, how are we? I know we're working on an EP. What are your plans? What do you plan to get to? How do you plan to, you know, expose yourself further? Like, what's the plan? Because I want to know. I want to be there.
Right now, man, we're just really focused on marketing, do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Until we do drop the EP. I got a couple performances coming up. I believe it's the 29th in Dallas. I open up for Paul Wall. So that was definitely a blessing. Smiley got me got me in there. I also have a couple of other performances in Texas. Well, at a strip club, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, around that'll be like October 28th, 29th, 30th. So I'm definitely looking forward to those performances to really getting more exposure and letting people know outside of Florida, hey, this is who I am, and I'm coming, man.
Shout out to the independent artist that's grinding. So, with that being said, like, how do you feel about touring?
Man, I never really toured like that, whether it was like out of state or out of country. I have been a couple places in Florida, but man, tour life, man, I'm just, I'm hungry, man. So I'm just ready and willing to do whatever it takes, man. I'm ready to tour. I'm excited, man, and I'm just pumped up, man. I'm seriously ready to get to work, man. I'm ready for this shit to kick off.
Yeah, you sound like it. I know Red Red was talking about the whole combination of North and South, and you kind of combined it together. Can you identify like what part of your influences, as far as your environment, what part is more of you? Do you know what part
Ooh,
that is?
um, I mean, honestly, I would probably have to say down south, just for the simple fact that I was in the streets down south. Like I
Hmm.
put in work in the streets down south. I never really got a chance to hang out in the hoods or the streets up there up north. But the way my family acts and the way they carry themselves, or the way some of them still talk or do things, is from still like New Jersey, New York, and stuff like that. So, like being around my family, really, I guess they gave me the up top like swag or the vibe, and me being in the streets in Florida really gave me the Florida vibe and the down south vibe.
Hey, real quick. Excuse me, Kev. Another
No.
question. They got a certain thing this past year that all the artists that's been popping off in this last year and a half are like the COVID artists, like the coronavirus, the whole pandemic artist vibe and everything. How did you manage to keep promoting yourself, and keep doing everything during this whole COVID and corona, virus and this whole pandemic era and time that we're in right now? How did you manage to make all these connections and still keep doing what you're doing? Because a lot of people been stuck in the house or not being able to get out, or no shows been happening. Just how did you manage to continue to promote and do all what you do?
Man,
And to get where you got, because you got Angelo Ellaby and all these double exposure, Kevin Goins, all these big people, that caught on during this time. And that's a difficult thing because a lot of artists haven't been able to work or connect with anybody.
No, and man, like I said, it's a blessing to be able to work with Angelo and the whole double exposure team. But as far as the COVID, I think a lot of it, slowed a lot of artists down. But like nowadays, man, thank God for social media, because if we had COVID and no social media, man, a lot of artists wouldn't even be getting out there or getting the exposure that they need or want. So thank God for social media. Like I said, it slowed down a lot, but with social media, we've been able to market and and promote our stuff. So with that, with us not being able to go outside, at least the social media and the promo and the marketing helped us out a little bit and picked up the slack from us not being able to interact with the fans and perform and do shows and whatnot. So
Right. I like what he said, COVID artists. That is so deep, because a lot of times, what happened when the pandemic hit, a lot of people thought, oh, we didn't know what to do. We didn't know what was going to happen. And some artists like yourself who managed to come up out of that operate within your circumstance. And you try to make things work. And I think that's very important, because a lot of artists just didn't know what to do. How did you even find solace in even saying, okay, I'm gonna keep grinding, I'm gonna keep working?
well, like I said, man, I have a very, very supportive and loving team, man. So they've been behind me to push me, even through my worst days. So I'm really blessed and thankful for that. But I think about, because there's always going to be trials and tribulations. There's always going to be obstacles in your way. So instead of thinking about, oh, we lost this, what could we have? Instead of thinking about what could we have? Okay, what do we have right now? And what can we use to get to that next level on what we got right now? And that's basically what I did. I said, okay, I'm going to work with what I got, but still grind, and other people were like, oh, well, what could we have? And can we still get that? Is that an option? I just totally took some of those options out of my head with the whole COVID thing, not knowing what's going to happen next, and just like, okay, this is what I got now. This is what I'm going to work with. Anything else that we can come up with along the way, great. But But for now, this is what we're going with.
How do you feel about the artists now as opposed to the artists back in the day? What is your synopsis on new artists, new hip hop artists?
Man, you know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying, it's really a different time, you know. So you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I try not to compare early artists to later artists in the sense that the grind was different. You know, social media wasn't as important. Or, you know, back then, like, you know, people would look for, oh, you need real bars, like you need real lyrics to, you know what I'm saying, to even think about making it. And nowadays I feel like it's a little bit more easier, you know what I'm saying, with the next generation, because, you know, it's more so things that are catchy or the lifestyle that people really live. They like hearing that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I think it's two different times, so you can't really compare one or the other. You know, like I said, it was two different grinds. You know, back then you had to put in a lot of footwork. So
I'm glad you said that because a lot of artists don't get that you can't compare it.
no,
You know,
and a lot of artists too, you know what I'm saying, and including myself in the beginning of my career, don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? How easy it is to just put yourself out there, one click of a button, and a million people will view your stuff. Where to as back then, you had to pop your trunk open and sell CDs, go out and market yourself, really
mhm,
footwork. So I think
mhm.
nowadays, and you know, I'm not saying all artists, so y'all don't crucify me for this, but some artists don't, I think they don't appreciate that. And I think that's what messes up the game a little bit too, as far as when you do accomplish something, you don't appreciate it as much as you would have back then, because you actually had to put the blood, sweat, and tears into your work. So
Mm. See, now you speaking some stuff that's gonna raise some things, because that's true. Like I find it difficult for artists now to appreciate the art in the same way.
for sure.
Do you think that's gonna change ever? How, what do you think about that? Because that's important.
Man, you know, I can only hope it changes. You know what I'm saying? I can't control what the next man does. I can just hope that me and other artists can be a influence towards that, to where, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that you're not doing enough right now, man. But if you just put a little bit more effort into your own work and really put that footwork in, I think you'll open your eyes a little bit more to what they are now, to see is
Mhm,
like, damn, like I accomplished this and I work hard for this. So, you know,
mhm,
sometimes it's okay to brag, and it's not really bragging. It's just, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying my accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? So, you
mm,
know what I'm saying?
mm,
I think it's really big for artists, you know what I'm saying, to start opening up their eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's real easy, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, like be thankful for the social media nowadays, you know, because I know a lot of artists, including myself, probably would have probably been like, oh man, screw this. I don't want to do this. It's too much work. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm, mhm. Wow. How did you go from Vendetta to Picasso V? I see you still got the V in there.
yeah, the V is actually, you know what I'm saying, the first initial of my name, but also that's what they call me in the streets for short, V. So I just put the Picasso V after that, just so there wouldn't be any trademark thingies, or I wouldn't get sued and nothing like that, because, you know, Picasso. But how that name came about, man, I went in there, Vendetta, and you know what I'm saying, after I got the 3 years, and you know what I'm saying, I'm like, man, I got a second chance. I figured if I was gonna change as a person and come out a whole new person, I wanted to really come out a whole new person and a whole new artist. So when I was thinking, I'm like, man, what do I want to do? I'm like, man, when I get out, I want to be different. And I said, I want to
Mm,
paint a picture with my music.
mm,
I said Picasso, but I added, like I said, I added the V in after that. And the reason why I choose Picasso is because, you know, like he paints pictures. I want to paint pictures with my music. And just like
mm.
all of his paintings, not one painting was the same. And that's
Wow.
similar with all of my music, because each and every song you hear has a different meaning and sends a different message. So
Mm. Dope.
yeah, so that's
Okay.
how I came up with Picasso V. I'm like, man, let me paint a picture with my music and be able to inspire people and help people. So
Mm. And see, that's another thing too. Like a lot of artists feel like uh becoming a role model is not what they signed up for. And I don't think you're necessarily a role model, but you do know when you put something out in the public, you have responsibilities. You have responsibilities to your fans just like they have responsibility to you. Now, the reason why I'm going there because I wanted to bring up some differences in hip hop now. I wanted to ask you about Lil Nas X. His whole uh the whole way they put him in being responsible for their kids and all that kind of stuff. And not to particularly say him, but the industry now, the way it's changing. Like, how do you feel about even some of that? Are you one that thinks about publicity stunts and things that will help you get out there? Or how do you see it anyway, especially as far as being a role model?
right. I mean, whew, that I feel like, man, that's a double-edged sword. You
It
know what I'm
is.
saying? You're gonna get poked from either end, either way it goes, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna cut you. So I feel like it's more so of the backlash you want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I think it's your choice. I mean, but me, I feel like, as I'm saying, as artists, yes, we do maybe sometimes have to watch what we might do or say because the public is watching us. But at the same time, I feel like if we weren't real and we didn't express ourselves and give you the us, you guys wouldn't be able to understand. So like I said, it's both good and bad. It's a double-edged sword, man. So I'm saying, I really try not to stay focused on one side, man. I really just try to be, hey, man, everybody's their own person. I can only control what I do, and I'm pushing and I'm grinding. I don't really, I don't really have time to figure out, hey, what you're doing and if this is right or wrong. Because at the end of the day, like I said, people are going to say what they want and they're going to think what they want anyway. So you're going to be good and bad. People are going to hate you and love you at the same time. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's the double-edged sword, man.
That, you know what? You had some good media training. That was good. Yeah, you answered that pretty well because it's true. It's all about individual art and expression.
Right.
Whatever you choose to express, just know there may be some backlash to it. And
like I said, you got to be willing to take that backlash and then not complain after that. Because that's another thing too. Yeah, you wanted to be this way and you were complaining about them backlashing, but it's like, hey, you knew what was coming. You knew it was after the fact. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I say about, artists really thinking before they do things because they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it for the money. Or I'm doing this because of the publicity stunt, not thinking that the consequences coming around the other corners is like, oh, the money might drop here, or I might lose an endorsement here. A lot of artists don't think about that. So you know what I'm saying? I think especially nowadays with how sensitive the world has become, it's that, what I'm saying, we really got to really think about what we do and say sometimes.
True. And also, too, you got to be a risk taker also on the other side, too, because if you want to be a trendsetter, you got to step outside of the box.
Right. You got to do things that other people won't do. And like I said, you just got to be ready to take what comes behind
whatever comes. That's right. That's right. Well, you sound like you're ready to take whatever comes, because that's why I asked you, is it okay to talk about your incarceration? Is it okay to talk about these things? Because a lot of you new artists, they think it's easy. They don't realize, you got to utilize your experiences, your life experiences, help you become a better artist. And those are the things that I appreciate with artists like yourself and a lot of other ones. Another thing that's taken this generation by storm is the verses. We talk about that a lot. And first, let me ask you this: who would you want to see on verses in your genre that we haven't seen?
Ooh, man. Man, that's good. I'm not gonna lie, I've been seeing a lot lately that I guess certain people have trying to budge Lil Wayne in the verses. Yeah. That would definitely be good. It's gonna be pretty hard to keep up with that man because he's accomplished just so much in life, and you know what I'm saying, just like 90% of the world is so drawn and attracted to his music, but not only that, but as a person, and you know what I'm saying, everything he gave the culture and the game. I'd really like to see him do a verses.
What if you were in a verses? They say, yo, Picasso V, you gotta do a verses with, who would you want it to be?
Man, anybody big, man. I got a lot more material to go, man. Anybody big time, man. But I would just do it for the experience, you know what I'm saying? Just for the learning experience, to be like, okay, this is what works, this is what doesn't. And I mean, just to be in the same room, or you know what I'm saying, just to be in the presence of anybody big is just a real blessing for me. So
that's nice. So yeah, because I think verses, I know it started out to kind of pay homage to artists that was doing their thing and everything. I like that part of it. I don't know if I'm with the part that it came so much of a competition with each other, because but I know that's hip hop though. Like,
no, right, of course, you know what I'm saying, because hip hop is it's the culture is competition. You know what I'm saying? We're always going to compete.
Friendly competition.
Competition. Some people out of context and out of hand, but you know what I'm saying, for the most part, competition, man.
Right.
Use it, man.
Have you worked? Who would you want to work with or do a song with or kind of collaborate?
Man, if I'm gonna collaborate with anybody right now, man, I'm trying to go to the top. Eminem, Lil Wayne, Drake. You know what I'm saying? People like that, like, because dudes like that I grew up like idolizing or studying and watching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to say throughout my whole life, oh, hey, one day I want to be on there with him. Okay, boom. And then all of a sudden I'm in that situation. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It'll be a real blessing and an eye opener for me. Like, yo, like this is a big accomplishment for me. Like, this is a highlight in my life. So to be able to get that opportunity and a chance, it'll be such a blessing, man. And man, I'll tell you what, if I do, man, I'm going hard, man. I'm going 100%.
I believe it. I believe that.
I'm ready.
So when do you think your project will be finished?
Like I said, I want to say the middle of October, but you know what I'm saying, late October. Like I said, we still got a couple of final touches to do with it while we are still pushing the Do My Thing record. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. So probably the middle, the latest, the end of October, man.
End of October. I'm a name artist, and I want you to tell me like the first thing. I'm gonna name a couple, and I want you to tell me what's the thought that come to your mind. Okay,
Okay.
you ready?
Yes.
All right. KRS-One.
Bars.
Bars. Okay. Busta Rhymes.
Flow.
Wow, that's deep. Okay, Tupac Shakur.
A revolutionist.
Wow. Okay. Let's go female. Lil Kim.
Little Kim. Gangster.
Missy Elliott. Cause you.
Woo! Man, as far as female MCs, she's a goat, man. She's a goat, man. I like it. Just her creativity, man, and just like I've always loved Missy Elliott. You know what I'm saying? One of the female MCs, like Eve too. You know what I'm saying? Lauren.
Oh, yeah, Eve I love too.
So
I brag about Missy the most because we grew up together. We were in school together, and we used to. So I brag about her a lot. I'm very proud of her. They always say, you know, when they go back to say people that went to the school, it's always, you know, her and myself and a couple other people. But I always brag about Missy. She's very innovative. She changed the game, and I think that's important. Artists that come about that really want to cement themselves and really want to, you know, put their signature on something, you got to change the game to a degree. So with you, I'm thinking the same thing. And you have a story to tell. The story is wonderful. You managed to be okay. Hopefully, you know, you don't go down those same roads, but you have a story to tell. So if you want to really succeed and you really want to implement yourself in a way where it's permanent,
right,
you got to change the game.
Definitely.
Yeah. How would you change it though? You knew I was gonna get you.
No, yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, first it's you know, just being yourself. And by being yourself, you know what I'm saying, I feel like you're able to get that creativity to the point where, okay, this is what I'm gonna do that nobody hasn't done. So I feel like just being comfortable with yourself, you know, and believing in yourself, especially because if you second guess yourself, even you could have the greatest idea and you still won't change the game. It all comes, you know what I'm saying, within. It starts in here, man.
That's right. Do you freestyle at all?
I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a writer, you know what I'm saying? I like to take my time and, you know what I'm saying, really like put effort into the music and, you know what I'm saying, and put time into the music. Not saying that other people don't, but you know what I'm saying, I really like to sit down and think about it.
I mean, it is what it is. I think the part that you do is what you do. Everybody don't gotta be a freestyle.
Everybody got their own journey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people write, you know. Yeah, like I don't expect you to be like Jay-Z, the way he do things. He just say he don't write anything down, which for me that's hard to believe because I can't do that like that, you know. But
yeah, I'm trying to work on that, man. I'm trying to work on that.
Yeah.
Hey, one last question before we get out of here, Picasso.
Yes, sir.
Your new single, "Do My Thing," and that being your lead single that you dropping now. What was the reasoning and the science behind that? And why was that your first single that you said, let me introduce as myself as Picasso V with this single?
Actually, man, that wasn't the first single. We had another single called Distance. It definitely got attention. But how Do My Thing came along, you know what I'm saying? Basically, whether it was my career or throughout my life, people were like, oh, you need to do this, or you need to do it this way, or I don't think that way is going to work. And I'm just like, man, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it good, and I'm going to show you guys that, you know what I'm saying, I can do my thing.
How important is that, though? How important is that for artists to really do their thing instead of doing what others might think, yo, that looks good on you?
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's important, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, like I was telling, you know what I'm saying, Kevin earlier, you know what I'm saying, you always got to listen to the opinions and certain things that your team might give you and take into mind that. But I feel like, man, if you just be yourself and be original and, you know what I'm saying, and just do your own thing, I feel like you're going to feel a lot better about it, man. And I feel like you're going to get better results.
No doubt.
So you talking more about be authentic with yourself.
Right, right.
Be who you are. Yeah. Because I noticed you said what got you locked up. You felt like you could do your thing. And then you come up with a song called Do My Thing. And so I was like, okay, how does that correlate? But this is doing your thing after you learned how to do your thing the right way.
Negative way. I was
Right.
doing my thing in a negative way. It wasn't working.
Right, right. See, how say that again to everybody out there because that's important.
I was doing my thing in a negative way back then.
Mm,
Now I'm doing my thing in a positive way. And let me tell you something, people, you can definitely tell the difference. You could feel the difference. Like I feel much better. Like I feel
mm.
stronger. I feel, you know what I'm saying? I feel more confident. You know what I'm saying? I believe in myself more. Like just me as a whole, I'm like, man, I'm that dude and can't nobody stop me.
I know that's right. So who are your what would you say to yourself if you had the opportunity, your younger self? What would you say to him?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Like, man, and you know, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of messed up because you asked that question and I'm thinking about it now. And the honest answer is I wouldn't have been able to talk to my old self because my old self wouldn't have listened. So
Ooh.
like it's like no matter who talked to me, God himself could have talked to me. And you know, unfortunately, I would have been like, okay, and I still would have did it. So I feel like this is what needed to happen. Like I had to go through this. Like I needed this in order to be able to make me the person I am and get through the things that I got to be able to do the things that I'm doing today. Because if I'm
Mm.
that person and I didn't go to prison or I didn't get messed up in the streets or with this and the violence or, you know what I'm saying, the drugs and this and that, it's like I wouldn't be who I am today and I wouldn't be able to give you guys my testimony and my story.
Mm. Okay. So you definitely got you on a mission.
Yes, sir, I am.
You on a mission. I see that. That's good. So with that being said, too, like the song "Do My Thing," right? I want you guys to check out "Do My Thing" with Picasso V. Please check it out. If I ask you just to do a little the part that's most meaningful, so they can understand what "Do My Thing" really is, could you do that real quick? Could you just spit that bar and do my thing so they can know what they're looking for?
Ooh, man, I gotta think, bro. You got me on that one.
Uh-oh. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to put you on the spot, but I
Okay,
just want them to be
okay, you know
familiar
what?
with your song.
You know what, man, and I'm gonna just be all the way real, and it might ruffle some feathers, but it's on the. I think it's second verse.
Mhm.
It's the second part of bars. It's like I'm the best in Broward County. Ask about me. I ain't effing off. I'm a god. And if I ain't on your top 5, then you must be crazy as you know what I'm saying? But sooner or later, you'll see. Eyes closed, ain't nobody hotter than me. I'm a mob in the street and I ride with the heat. Take my time on a beat. I'm going to ride for a fee. You ride it for free. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, oh, right. Red, it remind me of the days when we were at, New Music Day and we had them coming up. We might got to
Ba,
do,
ba, ba, ba. Shoot, baby.
yeah, we might have to do that. That's what's up. Let everybody know how to find you, where to go get your music. I mean, tell us.
Man, I'm on all streaming platforms, man. Picasso V. Do My Thing is doing good numbers, I heard, man. So y'all definitely check Do My Thing out, man. Run them streams up. The videos on YouTube. I'm on Instagram at Picasso, the O being a 0_V. I'm on Facebook at Picasso V. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I just appreciate everybody that's been showing me love, man. All the radio stations and DJs that been playing my music, man. And especially the fans, man, that just, you know what I'm saying, really been showing me love, man. I appreciate every last one of y'all, man. I love y'all. And big shout outs to you, man, for having me, man. Thank y'all so much, man.
We appreciate that. I got one more thing for you to do.
What's
I
up?
need you to tell these up and coming artists out there, give them some advice, give them something so that we can leave them with hope.
Man, first and foremost, believe in yourself. If
Mhm.
anything, because if you don't believe in yourself, how can anybody else believe in you? That's first and foremost. Like I said, it starts within the heart. Or never give up. No matter how many no's you get, that one yes can change your life. And I know from personal experience because I've heard no all my life, man. So,
Mhm.
you know, to finally hear a yes, and ever since then, it's been nothing but good things, man. It's just, you know, I just think back like, man, if I gave up, I wouldn't be here today. So, man, my biggest thing is believe in yourself and never give up, man, ever.
Wow, that's what's up. Y'all gotta realize, like a lot of artists that we get, or a lot of artists that are even out there, this is real for them. Their life experience is real. The challenges are real. It's not a game. Sometimes people don't realize how serious it actually is for you until you do what you're doing and you speak about it. Let them know your experiences are our experiences, and words don't teach, but
Right.
experiences do. So when you let us know that stuff, it can at least help guide us in the right direction. A lot of artists, they're afraid to talk about their real life, but that's what this is, real life. We live in the age of reality TV. So we also we want to live in the age of real music, real testimonies, just real life experiences. So I can appreciate you for actually, being upfront, honest with us, letting us share your music and giving it to the world. We appreciate you.
Yes.
So I just want to say that and give you a shout outs. If you have any shout outs, please let them know.
Foremost, man, I want to shout out God, man, because without him,
Mm.
none of this is possible. First and foremost, I want to shout out my family for always sticking behind me through good and bad, even growing up. Even when I, didn't care what I did and I was hurting them, they still showed me the love and support. My team, Global Vibes Entertainment, my manager, Drew, D, everybody at Double Exposure, Smiley, Kevin, Angelo, just for them taking the time out of their lives to just really give me the opportunity and work with me and let me show y'all what I got. It's just a true blessing. And I promise I won't let y'all down. So thank you.
Wow. I think you're going to do well. You're going to do good. And I just want,
that's the plan.
Yeah, of course. And I got a few shout outs myself. Shout out to Red Dread, of course. Shout out to the Heatseekers team. Shout out to Mr. Ellaby. Shout out to Kevin Goins and everybody else over there at Double Exposure. Shout out to everybody that support me. Shout out to Rico Owens and his wife Cherry, because this weekend we just had the Atlanta Hip Hop and Fashion Awards. It was great. Shout out to all the nominees, all the ones who won. It's always a pleasure to do that. And thank you so much.
Hey, real quick before we get off, though, definitely shout out to Rico. Shout out to the Atlanta Hip Hop Awards, man. They doing big things. I think it's the 7th annual? Was it the 7th annual?
The fifth
annual? Yeah, man. They definitely doing big things. My man Rico definitely holding it down. And I need you to show your awards, man. Congratulations to you, because you got the Lifetime Legend Award, right?
Oh,
thank you.
There it is.
Legend Award. Yeah, bro. So salutes to you, man. Salutes to you. Salutes to my man Picasso, man. You're around greatness, bro. So just soak up the greatness, bro. That's always better.
Always, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it was great for the Legend Award. I represent the Heatseekers well, because that's what we do. We look out for these new artists. Artist Evolution is coming soon. You got to come down, get you be a guest for that.
Let me know.
Yeah, we're about to do big things. So I just wanted to shout out to everybody for tuning in. I am Kevin Bryant. We are the Heatseekers. This is New Music Day Live. And again, Picasso V, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
For sharing your story. Yes, sir. Y'all have a good